And with that explosion, let's go. Hi, I'm Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer on behalf of Rocksmith. And you are watching the Rocksmith live stream. We do this once a week with developers here from Ubisoft Studio San Francisco, where we make the game and we make the DLC that melts your fingers, such as, say, Dream Theater. We have a 3-pack from Dream Theater. If you're not familiar with them, they're an extremely technical and extremely popular progressive rock band. Amazingly, this is Jason Paradise's probably his favorite band that's in our library, maybe his favorite band of all time. And Jason's at TwitchCon. So first of all, say hello to Black Widow 9. She's going to help us as we go through this thing together. But this thing that we're going through together is 3 songs by Dream Theater, all of which are extremely long and very difficult, and our developers are going to play them more or less live today. I will say that because Travis Kindred wanted to play bass on the first song, our first segment is pre-recorded today, but we have an extra level of difficulty because Sam was sick as a dog while he was playing it. So what will happen? I don't know. But we're also going to show you some of Rocksmith Remastered, which ships on Tuesday. This is a new retail product of the existing game with some new benefits and updated features. And if you already own the game on any platform, you're going to get all of those features as a free patch next week. We have been holding off on showing you Riff Repeater until the last second. So today, Jared McAdams will be stopping by, and we will play some Riff Repeater. In addition to all those Dream Theater songs, high difficulty, free DLC codes, free Ernie Ball prizes, you've come to the right place. Let's take a look at some of the impossible DLC on tap for today, and we'll be back with Sam and Travis with our first song. Thanks for showing up.
Every step brings me closer.
That is what you're in for this week. Again, very happy that people asked for this material, very happy to be able to deliver it, but this is one of those long-form goals. This is basically the opposite of the Misfits from last week. Whereas Misfits was super accessible and really short, and this and not terribly technical, this is the opposite of all those things. Extremely technical, very involved, high difficulty, and a long-term goal for a lot of people that aren't named Travis Kindred or Sam Schwartz, because they're here having mastered On the Backs of Angels 100% across the
all
board.
Downstrokes,
right?
man.
Oh, yeah.
All downstrokes.
All downstrokes.
Yep, definitely.
All downstrokes.
Sam, you're playing with a difficulty modifier. You've got a 1.5 modifier today because you feel like crap.
Yeah. I'm not feeling as good as I've ever felt.
Anthony is out sick. And
Anthony's feels like crap. I guess I caught something that David Stevens came in and was like, "Do you have all the symptoms like that I just had?" And he lists off every symptom that I just had, and I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I guess I caught it from you then."
Great.
Yeah, everyone in the office, I think, is in some state
We're all
of disrepair
like battered
right now.
and beaten. Like Anthony, like his tummy's hurting, and like your tummy's hurting, and like Pody just got hit by a bike, and it's just like
on a bike.
We're all just
On a
like,
bike, he was hit by a car.
He got
on
hit
a
by a
bike,
large
and we're all
car.
just like barely making it to work, and like let's play Dream Theater, just trying to make it work.
Let's play Dream Theater
play
so that
Dream
you
Theater.
can go home and get well.
Thanks, bro.
And not infect the rest of us. Because as it is, I'm already breathing the same air as you for 8 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Wah, wah.
Let me just really briefly guess what your advice is. Take it slow, play it in Riff Repeater?
Yeah, but take it chunk by chunk. All of these riffs are like, they're actually, if you slow it all down, it's a lot of patterns and exercises. Because that's how they write. They write in patterns and exercises, and then when they put it all together, it's so fluid that it just sounds like really cool music. But if you slow it down, it's not. It's just a bunch of crazy patterns and exercises, and so it's like, and you can see how they thought to do something like that, and they move a beat around or whatever. So it's really it's one of those things like one by one, just take it.
You will see the structure if
you
you
will
look
see
close.
it if you like. I slowed it down in Riff Repeater to like 50% or like whatever, and then I was like, oh, that's how he's thinking of it, and then I can conceptualize it as opposed to oh my god, it's the rainbow. It's like Skittles coming at me.
Right. It's like like Dream Theater very much takes like music as starts with like a cube, right? It's very perfect, very organized, makes a lot of sense, and then just little by little make these very specific, very geometric cuts until you end up with this like multifaceted, super interesting
polygon.
Instead of like another method for kind of proggy style music, which is like you start with a crazy polygon and then you make it even crazier, right? This is all it's like all the decisions that are made that make it kind of like interesting and really cool are made very intelligently, right? They're all like by design,
Sure.
which is really interesting. It's really cool,
Right.
yeah.
And if you don't like, and if you're somebody who can hear all that stuff, you can appreciate the mathiness of it in a certain way that you can't if you're not that way. But if you, the other thing that I like about Dream Theater a lot is that they tend to just write really cool riffs regardless of how much math you understand in their music.
Right.
So you can still get into it and not be like, ooh, prog, because there's this weird dividing line in guitar land that says, oh, if you don't like prog or whatever, like it's just cool music and it gets very progressive, and if you want to learn it, you will get better at guitar.
Yeah.
It's not like you enter into this world and whatever, like and you're suddenly. When I went to music school, there was a huge like, oh, well, you guys are the Dream Theater guys, and I was like, I just never said how much I like Dream Theater because I was like, I can't play with all the cool jazz guys,
right?
If I just say I like Dream Theater.
What a weird thing for there to be a stigma about.
Yeah.
Hey, your complicated music isn't like my complicated music.
It is that what, dude? Like, yeah, it was a big thing in Boston.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, if you're ready to go on the patterns and
ready as
exercises of angels, on the Backs of Angels by Dream Theater, 8 minutes, 49 seconds. But hey, it's an E standard, so
That's true.
we will give this a shot, and and I wish you both good luck.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Send your cards and letters to Sam and Travis.
Yeah, at the
courtesy
hospital probably after this.
Ubisoft, San Francisco. This part's pretty good.
This part's super cool.
So
It's all
so
super
far,
great.
we've 100%ed this. Just gonna say.
Well done.
Yeah,
So far, I'm knocking it out of the park.
yeah. It's just all downhill
here
from
you
here.
go.
That's cool.
I love it. There's like this one keyboard fill. There.
I have the overwhelming desire to play Diablo 2.
Oh,
Great, yeah! Oh my god! Blew my mind.
yeah. I definitely played a lot of Blizzard games while listening to Dream Theater. I think a lot of my WoW experience was just like Dream Theater albums on repeat.
This is almost the hardest part of the song because it slows down so much. Yeah.
Here we go.
That's great. Offered your pick.
Well, he didn't do it with a pick.
I know. It's just my life's goal to pervert your technique with a pick. Cody, Travis missed a note. Could you start over?
We're going to be here all day.
Groundhog Day, man.
Till you get it right. Those runs are incredible.
You're so cool.
Oh, we get a little break. Hey, great job, man.
You want me to massage your hands?
Oh,
Dude,
Massage your hands.
please.
there we go.
Oh, that actually feels pretty nice.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sick.
Wait, also, you're a
Oh,
masseuse.
I
You're a
am.
massage therapist.
I am.
So if I do the bad job, you'll call me out on it. You'll be
That's
like, no, let me show you how to do it.
I could if I really wanted to. Here we go. It's for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't very good.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. That was great.
I wish I had more time to practice that.
Yeah,
yeah.
so say we all.
And if you could breathe through your nose, that'd probably be nice.
Yeah.
It feels so good to have this like rock out section.
You're telling me. Oh God.
Oh my goodness
over.
gracious. You know, I
never
was
playing it again.
No, that was great because I was expecting. Sometimes you see those awesome auto racing
Great job.
finishes where
Wow.
the cars are on flames, pinwheeling over the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
finisher.
You
That is
feel-
not what happened.
Yeah,
that is really not what
Whoa.
happened, and I kind of thought like maybe it would.
I got 95. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
as good as I've
amazing.
done.
man.
You guys both did.
Wow.
Dude, and you got
such-
94. That's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about as
Such
Cool.
good work.
That's about as good as it gets for me. This was really hard.
Yeah.
The
Understatement of the show. This was really hard.
This is really hard. That solo is just like it's so nasty. It's probably
it's
one of my
beautiful,
favorite. Yeah, it's
though.
one
Oh,
of his,
it's
sounds
gorgeous.
it's one of my
so
favorite
good.
solos of his. It's so cool. There's so many like little things in there that are great. Like the sweeps are cool, and but it's just like just gluing it all together is really tricky.
Yeah.
So-
And you know what I really enjoy? So obviously, like we've been drilling this pretty hard, been woodshedding quite a bit, you know, whenever we can, getting those few run-throughs in between like our jobs. But and it's been pretty cool, like learning all these parts, and like I never played Dream Theater, I just liked it a lot. So this is the first time I ever tried to play it, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Obviously, just like the way it sits on the instrument is baffling. It's super difficult, which is fun. But playing with Sam is like the most fun I've had in a long time. Like,
so what you're saying is don't go through this hell alone. Bring a friend and learn it with a friend so that you can work with each other.
Well, and also like
or if not a friend, Sam.
The thing to remember is like you're doing this really interesting thing where you're playing cool music and you're playing a video game, and like both those things are fun to do. And so, like, there are times where I'm just like, oh, this run, oh, this run, oh, this run. And then I had to remind myself, like, oh, yeah, it's a video game. Like, it's just like speedrunning. It's super fun. Like, that's the fun part.
Right.
You know? So, just encourage you, if you're not totally up to, like, 100% on everything, just have fun. Because it is fun.
Don't worry about 100, especially on this song.
Yeah.
The idea is, like, exactly, have fun. If you're not having fun, there's no point to doing it. And it's like, sometimes you got to work hard to get to those parts where you're going to have more fun. But it's just funner as you get better at it. It's not. It's every time you get over one of those hurdles, you're just gonna it's gonna be better for you. In the
Interesting how the game levels up and is still more fun.
Funny that it's almost as if it was planned.
It's as if it was planned.
Game design. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And proof to everybody out there, you can learn this. We've seen a lot of feedback this week where people said, oh, yeah, I mean, I'm never going to be able to play this. We're going to buy it because I'm a big fan of the band. Well, that's great and all, but guess what? You can. It's not going to be at the same speed as it is for somebody else. You're not competing with anybody else. Make this your long-term goal. If you're passionate about this song or this material, do it. You will be surprised. Look at yourself in 3 months. Look at yourself in 6 months. If you just keep going back to it, and working with our tools, with Riff Repeater, a little bit at a time, taking in chunks, like Sam says, you may be amazed at what you can accomplish. You're going to do it in your own time, and that's all that matters. So I don't want anybody to just buy this DLC as trophies. It is a lot of fun to play.
Also,
and you do have the capacity eventually.
We didn't think we would be able to do this. And the people that are going to play after us doing even crazier stuff, didn't think they would get to the level that they're about to get at because they had to work that up. This wasn't like oh cool, I transcribed it and I won't look at it for 2 months and then like, oh, I have to do it on the stream. It's like no, like we're like, no, we want to play it like as we have to prepare at least a little bit. And so it's like we're actually working those things up. So never despair, just go for it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's about the journey and also the destination. This one's really fun.
That's true.
Yeah.
What takes almost no effort is entering our Ernie Ball giveaway. Thank you for the segue. The segue leads to free things for you from our friends at Ernie Ball. We have, because once you play on the Backs of Angels, you're going to probably need to change your strings, maybe even your shorts. But we are not giving you shorts. We will give you free strings, courtesy of our friends at Ernie Ball, and so much more. Here's what you can win right now. Yes, our friend Black Widow 9 is going to make sure that somebody wins all this stuff. That is assuming that they give her their contact information, because we still have that winner from 2 weeks ago that never sent us any of their information. And the clock is ticking. We don't hold it forever. After a while, it becomes default property of the studio, or we just give it to somebody
it becomes a part of me.
Oh, it becomes a part of Brian McCune. Here's what you're going to win.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a part of Brian McCune yet.
Not
because
yet.
If you claim, say, the Peg Winder, 2 sets of strings, 1 for your guitar, 1 for your bass, a nice little sampler pack of Wonder Wipes, a dozen of Ernie Ball's picks, and a brand new Ernie Ball strap, plus 3 of our super cool, very elite Rocksmith picks, well, then it won't become part of Brian McCune. It will become part of your own collection of guitar gear. And hey, Ernie Ball, don't make crap. This is all really good stuff, and if you've been lucky enough to win one, then I'm sure you can vouch for it in the. That's all right. If you
expect that song to go on.
To win, just follow whatever Black Widow tells you to do in our chat room now, and when she chooses a winner, and it will be chosen by random, you need to send her your information, your shipping information, your name, your phone number, and your address, and that way I know to send the prizes out to you. I sent the last week's, they were out record time, and the previous one 2 weeks ago, when last time that Tony was here with us, sent the one out right away. But so don't enter if you don't want to win. That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Brian McCune,
and how I live my life.
Brian McCune, how do you live your life?
I enter and I win.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Jason Kokel, how do you live your life?
Large and sort of maybe in charge.
Large and with some permissions.
When Brian's not
granted.
around, he's in charge.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Impossible Stream.
Yeah.
To stream the Impossible Stream. We're doing Dream Theater this week.
Yeah.
And, oh boy.
I'm going to cheat.
Oh, okay.
Because it's supposed to be fingered, but I have an actual blister on my finger from playing acoustic bass last weekend.
Okay.
I'll show it for the camera in the close-up cam if people really want to see it.
I don't really want to see that. I think we all know what a blister looks like.
Well, I've got it right on the tip of my finger.
It is
and it's
really.
big.
Oh, it's super nasty.
Yep.
So
You sure you don't want to see it?
Yeah. No.
Yes. Yeah.
No, oh,
Look at
that. That's terrible. Nobody needs to see that.
I don't know if they could see it, but I did it.
Anyway.
New highlight for the stream. Please vote for me at the end of the year.
You guys are going to do Pull Me Under, which is probably the song, if you don't know anything about Dream Theater, you may have heard Pull Me Under.
Yeah.
Because it's the one that got some airplay.
Yeah.
And it was sort of a song that put them on the map to a certain extent.
Yeah, when I was in high school in the 90s and this came out, the video for this came out, I was like, wow, this singer's wearing a Napalm Death shirt. That is awesome. And like he's all singing all high. And yeah, it was incredible. And I bought this record and listened to the hell out of it. So this song has a special place in my heart.
So I assume you did this note track. Then.
I did do this note track.
Excellent.
I did do it. I done did it.
You done did it. Is there anything at all?
By the way, Pody wanted this note track.
Pody wanted this note
I
track?
think he did. No, he didn't. No, You wanted something else that's coming out later. You wanted Metropolis? He got what he wanted.
He got,
Sorry.
yeah, I was
I
going to
wanted
say,
this.
coming out
We
later.
got what we wanted.
We are going to play all three songs. It's not going to be that much later.
I think there's a pack coming out later where they both wanted the same one. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're thinking of
And it's not at
completely
all like
different
this music.
But does that mean that there's more Dream Theater coming?
It just means that there's more music coming.
This is why you can never make any sort of mistake
I know,
on our
right?
live stream.
I know.
He
really wanted Call Me Maybe, and he really wanted whatever. I can't think of
Baby One More Time,
Friday,
right?
Friday by Rebecca Black.
Oh, there we go.
Neither of which are in the Rocksmith Library, nor are they coming to the Rocksmith Library.
Boo, hiss.
So Play Me Maybe?
My point, my question was, is there anything that you can advise people going into something this difficult? I mean, we always say riff repeater, slow it down, etc. Take it at your own pace, but
I mean, this song just has a lot of parts.
Yeah.
But not as many comparatively to other songs. I mean, it has a lot of repeated parts, which you're lucky.
Nice.
A lot of things that kind of come back. But then there's just some quick bursts of things that are even up to the very end of the song. All of a sudden, you got to learn a new riff. You got to learn a new 2-beat riff, a little 2-beat riff just for a second. That's all 16th notes, and like there you go. It doesn't appear anywhere except for the very end.
That's why there's like two tall phrases right at the end for the guitars because of a new riff that they just had to squeeze in right before the end of the track.
Yeah, just before the end.
Yeah.
Which is one of the ending of this song I think is fantastic because it does a thing that you don't really do often when you're performing music live in a setting where it's like it cuts off mid-phrase abruptly and it sounds great. But normally I'm sure that they would probably play it to the end or they'd figure out a nice ending or whatever. But yeah, it just all of a sudden just cuts in the middle. There's not a whole lot of songs that do that out in the world. A lot of songs fade or anything, but this one.
I feel like they're taking a page out of Aching Head's book.
yeah, I think they're probably ripping off Aching Head.
They went back in the past and.
Real quick before you start, Bassman71 wants to know how long did you guys practice this?
So I practice for this one more than I ever do. So,
Okay.
More than I normally
So more.
do. Sometimes
they practice this more.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the parts of this song I've known since, again, the 90s, where I kind of learned it a little bit. I didn't really transcribe it back then to the extent that I did for this, but like a lot of these riffs I just kind of knew, so I didn't have to practice it as much as I normally would. But because it's a long song and there's these little bursts of shredditude, I definitely had to look at those a little more than normal. But I mean, to date, there's been songs that I've definitely practiced more where I was like, I have to continue practicing this until the stream or else it's going to fail. This wasn't one of those. But because, so I think that speaks to at least for the guitar part, that's there is some attainability that happens pretty.
It's not Satch Boogie or Cliffs of Dover.
No, it's not. Even though it's a long song, but again, I think the parts are, a little. I mean, but then all of a sudden I'll be, oh yeah, that riff. Whoops, I forgot to talk about it. So we'll see when we get
I had
to
to put a couple phrases into Riff Repeater and really pull it down. Started at like 58% speed and just went through it, especially that part about 2/5 of the way through, or
where
it scales
really
up the
Yeah,
neck.
I know what you're talking about. That's great.
It was fun.
Yeah, I was going to say. Sorry, we're looking at
let's do it.
Yeah,
let's
somewhere
do
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
Let's dive in and do it. Pull me under.
So I won't do as well as I did at my desk, but
Okay.
I got 95.5 and 97.1.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, but
So are you aiming for like 92?
So let's aim for 92 because they aimed for 92, and then they
got
released it in
110.
92.
That's what I meant. All right, let's do it. Let's start this.
Pull Me Under by Dream Theater, one of the 3 songs.
What's a note?
Oh, yeah, it's a little late for that.
What's a Rocksmith?
One of the 3 songs in this week's Dream Theater pack. Available now on all platforms.
Sight reading max.
Sight reading at max. Yes, we are running the remastered build right now. And we're going to dig into Riff Repeater after this song, actually.
Do you think they listened to Whitesnake?
Probably. Who didn't?
Brian Pody gave me a knowing smile right after I said that. Timbrally, this mix is so similar to Is This Love?
Skull and Cross says, do you have a tutorial on how to change guitar strings, please? Yes, we do. It's in our forums. Don't have the link memorized. You can get up if you want. It's cool. The stool is here because I'm lazy. If you feel the beat and you want to go, you go ahead.
Finger locked up.
Hey, you were just doing so well. And you did promise just 92. So I figured that was where you threw the game a little bit. That's very kind of you.
I'm double jointed, and my pinky locks
Are you really?
up
Oh, I didn't know
if
that.
I play for too long and would play. So of course I did it right before that phrase that definitely requires pinky.
I didn't know you were a mutant. Double jointed. Good Lord. Your hand's all sweaty. It's been working hard. Hashtag Brian Baseface has been suggested.
There's probably all kinds of bass face, bass neck, bass ears.
I also see Cocal Time. Cocal, they're saying you nailed it. Should have just brought a towel this week. She's so.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only other song that I know that ends quite so like, oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Like hard rock radio DJs everywhere are now racing to get back.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Oh,
God!
excuse me.
Yeah,
I'm not
hey!
familiar how this ends.
Hey, gotta love it.
That was my
Hey,
first time
all
hearing that
right.
one.
Yeah. Hey, traffic and weather coming up next.
90. Oh wait, 90. I got 98.
You got
98,
98
man.
after calling. You were
Sometimes.
not going to do it quite as well as you did at
after
your
my
desk.
finger locked up in that hard phrase. I want
That's-
another try at that.
Fantastic.
I would like another try at that.
You
Oh,
are
maybe on another
impressive.
stream on another day. Redemption.
All right. You're always welcome back. Will you come back next week and play some stuff?
I don't know if I'm gonna play next week. Maybe I will.
Maybe you will.
I
Maybe
don't
if
know.
we don't get people to volunteer for all 6 tracks.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
play-
right. We're going to
we're-
play all 6 tracks next week. There you go.
Pody was pulling it up. He's like, "Do it right now. You said you could." That
That's 'cause
section was the thing I
Pody is-
practiced the most, and then
And
the
then you
hand
just-
locks up.
Yeah, you know what?
Sometimes you practice
get
too
older, your
much.
body starts failing on you. There's nothing you can do, Brian.
Pokel, you got anything you want to talk about with this
Oh,
track?
man. Yeah.
Can't deal with aging.
I
man.
really do think the scalar passage is probably worth
It's the-
mentioning.
Yeah.
I think it's probably worth mentioning because it's like it happens just once in the song, but it gives this impression of just going up a staircase and then they eventually just jump off of it.
Yeah.
But so the chord progression of the song is fairly straightforward. It's mostly based on E minor, but then they'll throw in then it becomes Dorian for a second, where there's the C sharp in there. But it's really easy. So it's under one of the pre-choruses, I guess, if you want to call it. But it's just
Should we get some audio? Pody, you want to get some guitar tone? Did he step out?
I think
Let's
probably.
do that. Let's get some guitar tone so we can hear this. Thank you, Anthony Martinez.
Thank you, Anthony. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Wait for the preview audio.
Wait
to
for the
end.
preview audio. So
It will fade
I know.
in time. I know you know. You built it.
Yeah, I made this fade. So, talk about the fades. If every once in a while it sounds like a fade just ends abruptly in a comical fashion, that's intentional. If you guys ever buy it, and that's one of the fun things that we like to do. We put it out in the world.
Yeah.
If there's a definite stop, like Jesse's Girl,
That's
has
the one I
there's
was
a
gonna
bunch-
point out.
but just and you just go, wait, what happened? It happened
Sample
like that.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Done.
go listen to
Yeah.
the preview audio for
Right.
Jesse's Girl all the way through
Right.
and laugh.
So if we're in E minor and we're doing this part. So that's when it
Yeah.
switches to Dorian. All it's doing is just going up this scale, then
That's called a diatonic sequence, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that's the next Harry Potter novel.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the diatonic sequence.
that's
Yeah.
all it is. But it's just this easy pattern that just goes
And
up.
the
It
rising
just
of the
sounds
pattern.
cool. That's my favorite part.
That's so
That's
good.
when you get a little bit of relief, and it's whether they intended to do that or not. When you have this little thing that's like, okay, I don't need to constantly pick. Let me just have this, and then I can get ready for the next part. So, anyway, that I think is worth mentioning.
Yeah, that's the
because
thing I
it's
put
a-
into Riff Repeater and started at 58%. And it's actually, I played it from not the top level to when I was reading the chart for the first time, and you built it in a really smart way where you introduced just kind of the core notes
Yep.
of the whole thing. None
Well,
of the
thanks.
embellishment, none of that ornamentation where you're going above and below the note. It's just all the goal notes on the strong beats, which is how Rocksmith leveling works.
That's how it works. That's all you have to do.
That works.
All right.
Thank you both.
Dan is speechless.
You're welcome.
I'm speechless because it just occurred to me we're only halfway through our stream
I know.
and it's 45 minutes, which means we have another monster-long song to do. Plus,
do it.
Jared's going to come on and talk about the Riff Repeater and all the fun
Let's do
changes on Remastered. But no, first we need to take a very short break,
Okay.
and I mean a very short break, like a 45-second break, to tell people stuff that they already know. And to give Black Widow a chance to give away Dream Theater DLC. She's got 5 codes for Steam. And if you want to try this stuff at home, you can. You just have to open your wallet. And if you don't want to open your wallet, maybe you'll get lucky and we'll give away 5 copies right now of the DLC pack for Steam. So we're going to take an unbelievably short break and be right back with something else Thanks for showing up.
Bye.
We challenged people across the country to learn guitar in 60 days with Rocksmith. Here's what happened.
Oh, wait, I should probably turn it up, huh?
No! It actually tracks every note you play.
And as you totally nail each section, it gets harder.
They've got like hundreds of songs from so many bands.
The fact that you're plugging in a real guitar is awesome.
I can't even imagine being where I am in such a short time.
Rocksmith costs way less than any private lessons you can do. On day 60, I've got awesome guitar riffs that I can pull out anytime. I feel like I'm a guitar player now.
Rocksmith, the fastest way to learn guitar. Now updated with improved practice tools and menus and 6 bonus songs. Learn more at rocksmith.com.
And we're back. Told you it was a very short break. Just enough to get some bodies moving around in our studio here at Ubisoft Studio San Francisco. And the older bodies have been replaced by the younger model here.
Yes.
New Dan? Is that what they called you?
Hello, yes. I think I was original New Dan.
You were original New Dan.
And then Brian was New
Dan. And I'm just old Dan. But I still like calling you Tennessee Dan.
Tennessee
Dan seemed like
that's
a
pretty
really good one. This is Jared McAdams. He is associate game designer.
That's right.
I got it right. I finally got it right. And you know what? Chris Wu is international product manager, and it only took me years to figure out what his real title is.
And what's your favorite album? Pretty Things?
Yeah, Pretty Things. And I screwed up somebody else's project too. I don't know what it was. Somebody else had a personal. Was it
Everything's So...
Oh, Everything's So Green. And I said, what did I say? Oh, Somewhere
Something
That's Green,
stupid.
like because I got it mixed up with Little Shop of Horrors. Somewhere That's Green.
Okay. Dream Theater. Let's go.
Let's go. Actually, would you be willing to show us at long last the Riff Repeater?
The Riff Repeater?
So, as you probably know from that little ad that we just ran, Rocksmith Remastered, Rocksmith 2014 edition Remastered, comes out on Tuesday. Tuesday, October 4th.
Can't believe it's really happening.
I
This
know.
is so exciting.
Your nightmare is almost over.
Almost. Yes.
And Jared has been largely steering this project. That's why it's still, just keep it between the ditches, as they say. And so what's going to happen is if you have a friend who has been going, tell me more about this Rocksmith thing, I think I might pick it up. Tell them to pick it up on Tuesday because it'll be out on store shelves. It'll be refreshed. The digital version will suddenly, the 2014 edition will magically disappear, and Remastered will take its place.
I know a lot of people have been commenting that they go out and they look for it, they ask for it, and people say, "Oh, they don't make that game anymore. That's not a thing anymore."
Right.
Hopefully, that should come to an end.
That should come to an
week.
end. But if you already have bought Rocksmith 2014 and you're one of the fine people that's watching this because you already know how cool Rocksmith is, well, you're going to get a whole bunch of those, everything that's in Remastered, all the new features of the game will be patched into your edition sometime early next week as well.
Yes,
so
for the low price of free.
Now, the only thing that the people that get the people who pick up the physical edition or rebuy the digital one, and again, you do not need to rebuy the digital one. We have thrown in 6 songs which will be available next week as DLC. Though that's an incentive to get some more people on board, to get some more people to know what you already know. Other than that, all the actual gameplay features, all the improvements that we've shown you before, the stats, nonstop play. Goodness, what else did we show? We showed the search functionality.
The search, the
we showed
song
the dynamic
lists,
difficulty.
Yeah.
And
Lots
people,
of stuff.
hardcore fans, want to see Riff Repeater. So can we show them some Riff Repeaters?
I think we should. We shall. We shan't. Here we go.
Are we gonna show Metropolis Part 1 for the Riff Repeater?
Let's so we're in single player here, right? I think this will be a good opportunity. I don't think we've shown this yet. A little bonus. Go ahead and select into that. Pew. I'm trying, but it's not working. There we go. Pew. This is our new song hub. It's not radically different from what you've seen before, but you may notice there at the bottom we have a heading that says Other Arrangements. And this not only tells you what the other arrangements are, so if we were in a song like Bohemian Rhapsody that has 5 different arrangements, you would have the whole list of rhythm, alt lead, and alt rhythm, all the different arrangements that are in there. And here we go. Why don't we just go straight to it?
See, if you just type in Boh, you immediately get Bohemian Rhapsody.
Very good.
And there they are. Alt
and
lead
there
1,
you
alt
are.
lead 2.
And this would actually display, as you can see there, your mastery on these other arrangements
as well, so you can see what you've played
Which
before and
progress.
how you did
Sure.
on. If you couldn't remember, did I play lead 1 or lead 2? You can look at your mastery, and that'll be a little memory pack for which one you've already done already. And you can dive right into any one of these that you want, in addition to just playing the normal arrangement. If you wanted to play the one you're on, the lead arrangement, you just go back up to the top of the screen and hit play. That'd just be the normal way you'd get into it. But if you want one of these other ones, you'd go down there. Okay, once you're into the song, just as before, when we're on PC here, you would hit the space bar to open up Riff Repeater, and there it is. That's what the Riff Repeater looks like now. It's much cleaner than the design used to be. A couple of things to point out. Obviously it's a more lightweight interface, and that's so you can see what there is to see. You can see the note way when you're paused or in Riff Repeater selecting sections. You can actually see what's going on over there, and you don't have all this text sitting in front of it. If you'll scroll up, this is a nifty little change we made to the way you select phrases. If you just hit the up arrow, you can select the end points and beginning points of your phrases using, you can select these and just move them around with the arrow keys. You don't even have to use the keys that are called out on the top of the screen. If you're on PC, you can actually grab those handles and slide these around the old-fashioned way, like so. And we've also played around with the key assignments for these. This always bugged me because you would have to.
Yeah, it used to be like 0 and 9 and
right, with 0 and O.
0 and O, yeah.
Right. So that was confusing. But we've also changed the way it's mapped. It used to be like you would hit like the key. You would use, like, if you're on a controller, you would hit the left. L1 and the thing would move to the right, and you would hit R2 and the thing would move to the left. Now the left side buttons, the left side keys, the left side triggers always move things to the left. The right side always moves to the right. You can see the top 2 keys are mapped to the left side button, and you remember that by seeing how the handle is on top.
Right.
And the bottom 2 keys are mapped to the right side selection, which you remember by seeing that it's on the bottom.
That's very cool. I noticed right away brackets for brackets, and that sort of made instant mental sense to me.
Right, and this used to be, we had like selection start and selection end down in the body of the selection options. It was weird. It's better now. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
We do.
Thank you. So let's see what else we got. I think I said too much about that already. One thing that I will call out here is that you'll see there are no grouped sections here. If you've played some of this DLC, some of the older DLC and some of the disc content, you would notice that we would have 3, 4, 5 of these clumps marked into one big solo section, and there was no way to get down to just one of these teeny tiny little bars. So now you only select these teeny tiny little bars. I know that some people were hoping that you could move the selection to just anywhere within one of these bars. We didn't do that, but I think we did something that for me personally is much better, and I'll get to that shortly.
Okay.
So along with our lightweight UI here, one of the ways that we did that is by adding an advanced settings option there. If you'll select that. And then we go in, and these are all the things that are useful and great, but you don't probably change them every single time you go into Riff Repeater.
Depends on the song, but yeah, usually I have like a default Riff Repeater experience that I want.
That's me. That's me too. It's like I kind of have my way that I use Riff Repeater, and I set most of these things. They're still there if you wanna tweak them, but we just found that mostly they were just extra things to scroll through in that front menu to get to things you really use. Having said that, there are a couple of new things in this menu that I think are extremely powerful. The fourth item there is speed increment. What this is when you're using the accelerator option for Riff Repeater, where you start at a slower speed, and then when you get it right, it speeds up a little. It used to just jump up 10%, 10%, 10%. And for me, I would get be doing okay, 60, 70, 80%, and then that 80 to 90 it just would be way too much.
Yeah.
So with this, you can trigger that from anywhere from 1 up to 20%. And what Josh Mast, our producer, who has just returned from Paternity
from
leave.
daddy leave.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he made a baby.
That's right. He likes to do the opposite thing. He'll take something that's like a relatively easy song, but he'll crank this speed increment up to 20% and then start it on as slow as you can possibly go. So that way you just sort of get it under your fingers. You recognize how it works, and then you very quickly get up to full speed. So there's a lot
Whatever
of
works
flexibility
for
with
you, you can do it that way.
that. That's right.
Even if Josh is wrong, clearly.
As he often is.
As he often is.
Rewind animation is the next item there. This is another thing that I very much. If you guys who have played before have used Riff Repeater, you get to the end of a section and it says, "Great, you did it." And it rewinds back to the start of the section.
Because
and then
you're using tape, because it's 1978.
That's right. What else would you use? This just, some people like that. Honestly, some people like to have a second to
breathe,
process
and
breathe,
and go, okay.
But if you don't want that and you just want it to just slap back to the beginning,
a very fast A-B loop.
Then you can just disable that altogether. So I generally leave that set to off. Personally, I prefer it that way. So that's basically what's new here. Let's while we're in this, I want to mention a couple things with the speed increase. I know there was a bug where occasionally you would set it to 65%, you play through it. Great, you got it, 100% speed. And then if you happen to get that, it would jump back down to 75, 100, 85, 100. That bug has been fixed.
Yay!
There was another thing where you would, if you played at a very, very slow speed, say 20%, and then you got to the beginning of a section and it had the count in, the count in would also be slowed down. So what was a 4-second nice, easing into the section is now a 20-second wait before the first note.
Tick.
That is no more. We have a cap on the length of that count in. You never have to wait beyond 4 seconds. Is actually what the cutoff is.
Oh, very good.
And I think you guys will see a lot of other little random things like that. Riff Repeater is a complex system with a lot of knobs you can turn. There are a lot of edge cases. I think we've sniffed out most of the oddball situations there and addressed them. But let's back out of this and go up to our selection and select a nice, maybe over in the solo part, maybe select 6 or 7 phrases in a row over there. There you go. Yeah. And, just get a bunch of them. A couple more. Bam.
Go for it.
One more. That's one less.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's so intuitive.
Brian
Pody can do it.
Brian Pody. You ask him to zig, he will zag.
He was too busy practicing music instead of practicing Rocksmith.
That fool.
Let's go ahead and hit practice selection here. Now, one thing, and this is going to be a bunch of misses because nobody's playing, but one thing that people would get into in Riff Repeater is that you would select a nice big chunk like this, or you just happen to have a longer phrase, and you'd go and you'd be like, okay, I'm keeping up with this. Oh, this is just 8 notes. It's not too confusing. And then you get to a part where you're like, oh, wait a second, blue string, that's confusing. Oh, wait. So hit escape. All right. So what we have here that we didn't have before is a Riff Repeater pause function. So before you would do this, and then you would hit resume, and you would just resume back into the song. Or you could restart Riff Repeater, and it would start back at the beginning of your selection. There was no way to resume from right here. But if you go up to the first item on this list, resume practice, you can also press escape again. It gives you a little count in, and then it just jumps right back into the part where you were.
That's nice.
So that's nice, right? Because without that, there was no way to pause Riff Repeater itself. You could by pausing while in Riff Repeater, you were basically leaving Riff Repeater. So I think that's a big improvement, and then you pick up right where you left off. But even better than that, hit pause again. Let's say I'm here, and it's like, I went a little past the part that I wanted to check out. Hit that left arrow. Just hold it down for a second.
What?
Yeah, there it is.
What? You can go note by note. You can scrub through.
You can scrub through
hot damn.
Very tiny part. And to me, this is the biggest, baddest change that we made in the whole system. And if hit resume song.
And it picks up where you backed up to.
It picks up where you backed up to. So hit go back out of that. Actually go down in the menu to resume song instead of resume practice. So the one thing that you have to remember here is since you're in a Riff Repeater pause mode, you can resume back into Riff Repeater, or you can just go back into playing the regular song. I can also I don't have to go through the whole Riff Repeater flow to get to this. I can just hit escape. I'm in this is our lightweight pause menu. Again, the idea here is that you can easily see everything that's on the screen because the thing is nice and small. And then you can just scrub through that. I like to just press an arrow down and hold it. You can sort of fast forward, rewind. If you hit page up and page down, you can actually
go to each segment
by section, so it's very easy to navigate through the song, and then you can resume from any point in the song you want. You can bring up whatever specific tiny little chunk if there's just one little lick that you want to work on without even opening Riff Repeater, without even setting any of those Riff Repeater settings. I can pause. Navigate to that part. I mean, this is a big sustained chord, so it's maybe not the best example. Brian will find us a good one. If there's just that one little run, it's going by so fast. I couldn't. Yeah, here's a good. What is this? Okay,
yeah.
I just want
you need me to
that.
hold multiple notes and for different lengths almost.
Right.
So, they're ringing out.
So you can really inspect what's going on, and again, to me, this is the big breakthrough of this whole patch.
A lot of people in the chat agree with you. Wow, it's magic. I can finally see what I'm missing. Now that sweet, perfect claps, nice. Whoa, so badass. Was wondering about that stuff on the bottom. How's that done on console, says Zaft45? Because you're talking about using the arrow keys.
Sorry,
here.
It doesn't work on consoles.
Yeah, so
it's
please
PC
go
only.
out, take advantage of that next Steam sale.
No, it's absolutely, it works on consoles. It works just the same way it's with the triggers, the bumpers,
okay.
the R1, R2, L1,
Okay.
L2, whatever is for your platform. The triggers do the scrubbing, and the bumpers do the section by section.
You just love. I'm sorry, it doesn't work on console. Now somebody's gonna just get that thing and then make me explain
Ubisoft.
it. Yeah. Actually, some nice words for Ubisoft. Thank you to the Rocksmith team and for Ubisoft for putting in the time and money to do this kind of stuff, and that's kind of great.
We're happy to help.
Standing ovation. You got a standing ovation from President Evil 2016. That's very good.
President Evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some people really like this functionality. Agree that it's super cool, and you have, of course, set off the PC versus console war in our chat room.
Good.
So thanks very much for that.
That's all part of my plan. Buy the game on all platforms. It's being re-released, so there's no excuse not to go and buy multiple copies.
Yeah, if you don't, we put it out on 6 platforms. So if you don't own it on all 6 platforms,
you're not a true fan.
Then your name's not Toy Machine SH, I guess. I think he's probably the only person other than us.
I'm sure there are others. So that's really it for Riff Repeater, and that's really as far as where we kind of built up to this one. This is the last big thing that we're showing you guys, but don't go away thinking that there aren't going to be more
there's other
surprises. There's the shop we haven't talked about. I know a lot of people prefer to buy through the platform stores,
right.
But if you do want to use our shop, but we've added lots of cool display things. You can do the sorting and the searching and the filtering, just like you do in the song list. There's a lot more metadata of like what the arrangements are and the tunings, things like that. That before you would have to look up, on the riffrepeater.com or whatever.
Right.
Now you can see that actually in game. Lots of little UI things. You can actually hit page up and page down to go top and bottom of the list. I know it's not a big thing, but it's just one
creature comforts.
Creature comforts.
It's stuff based on the way that you and I and everybody here has used the game, plus how everybody else is saying, it would be nice.
Yeah.
Like, we actually listen to the, it'd be nice. We agree. That
Yeah,
would be
that
nice
would
because
be
we know
nice.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We have a communal, experience there, and it's nice to be able to address those little things. So yeah, you may be pleasantly surprised with some of the little things that, like, I don't know how I lived without this.
Yeah,
but,
they moved that. They fixed that tiny little thing that I never think about when somebody asks me about it. But every time I do it, it annoys me.
It drives me crazy, and I hate them.
We found a lot of little things like that. So
don't hate. We'll innovate.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what that means.
Sure, that's corny. Don't worry about it. All right.
All right,
Excellent.
man.
Thank you. So where are you going to be on October 4th? Helping me answer questions in the forums?
You know, under a table somewhere.
Good
I
for
don't
you.
know.
Drunk as a skunk.
No, October 4th. I guess I'll be here. I'll be at work. Man.
Yeah.
I've
You'll be
still have a
working.
job. You know.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I meant to tell you. Now that this is done and it's gone gold and it is approved. Actually, I'm happy to say that I checked with production and we're good to go. We're certified on all 6 platforms. So barring whatever individual things that might happen, the content is ready to go.
We'll say.
But then you're fired.
Right. That's fine. I have nothing left. I left it all in the field for you guys. So the patch, I believe the plan is that it will go out on the 4th.
I believe that's the goal, is to actually have it day and date with the retail release.
Right.
We can't always control the windows that happens.
Sure.
We can choose a day, but if Sony chooses to update later than Xbox, or if Steam, if something goes wrong, so we'd
love nothing more than to have a big red button that just says worldwide.
Yeah,
and
it just
but
doesn't.
It
It's
just
not
doesn't work
that
way.
easy.
But that's I know people had speculated. Is it like early? Is it late? Is it midnight?
We're going for on time.
Sometime during the calendar day of October 4th. Sometime.
Let's give the industry a standard answer: when it's done. When it's soon. TM.
If it's done.
Oh no, it's done.
Yeah,
and
good.
so are
good.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much
there,
for
man.
and it was terrible to keep the secret that you had no longer been a note tracker and that you had changed to a different role, and we had to lie. We lied. I admit that I lied. I lied for several weeks saying, like, Jared, one of our note trackers, because I'm like, don't stop coming on the stream. Please keep playing songs. For one, we need warm bodies to play these songs, and for two, if you go away, people will notice and they'll go like, what happened to Jared?
What's he working
on?
on?
Jared's busy. You can't say anything.
Speculation.
We're not allowed to say until we're allowed to say.
There was actually one episode where you were out of town and McCune was hosting.
That's right.
and we were, and we had this, like, after all these title changes had happened, and his, like, master of the Ministry of Music or thing, whatever it is, came up, and that came up, and then he said, "Oh, and you too, Jared. What's your?" And I shot him a look. My eyes got really wide, and it was, and I don't know. We covered it somehow. I mean, you go.
The audience
send
is
letters.
stupid.
I don't know.
They didn't notice.
That's not at all what I was going to say out loud.
Sure. Yeah, not out loud. Just we're off.
You
mic.
guys are awesome.
Yeah. So excellent. Congratulations.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, man.
We will play all 6 of those bonus songs that you get next week on the stream. Hopefully, if you need to know updates on what's going on minute by minute, absolutely check our Twitter account for minute by minute, I keep holding on. Absolutely, I will keep everybody updated on the official @Rocksmith Game Twitter and @Ubisoft Studio SF as we see things. I'll send out links or send out notices like, hey, if you're on PS3, try it now, that kind of stuff. We always do that when we have something in motion, and that'll be Tuesday, October 4.
Big day.
Thanks, Mang.
Thank you, man.
We have another song to go. Can you believe that? And it's a super complicated song, which is going to feature Mr. Brian Pody and Mr. Brian Shu. So we get a double dose of Brian, but almost to counter-program. If you are seeing this Dream Theater content and going, man, I just want something shorter and maybe a little bit simpler, in case you missed it, we've got both Green Day and Blink-182 in our game. These are not necessarily easier, actually. What's My Age Again has kicked my ass several times in the game. But if you're into pop punk and you'd like something that's sort of short, fast, and furious, and maybe not super complicated the way that these Dream Theater runs are, this can be your short-term goal while you work on that longer-term goal. Green Day 3-pack, Basket Case, Oh Love, and American Idiot. That's available now on all platforms, as is Blink-182's 3-pack, All the Small Things, Damn It, and What's My Age Again. These are probably songs that you recognize from the radio. These are all big hits, and these can be yours anytime you want them. They're both available now, and they all work in Rocksmith 2014. So now that we have covered the fact that we need to get people into the stools, we're ready to do our final song, the 9-minute and 41-second Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper, transcribed by Brian Pody.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations for surviving this.
Thank you.
Brian Shu, you've decided to join on bass because you were told to play bass. If I remember,
Yes.
we're like, oh, who's going to do the bass? And literally people just silently pointed to Brian Shu because it's a very complicated bass part. Is this the bass that you want? You want the short scale bass?
Yes.
Okay.
I can do
You don't want to do these taps on a long scale 34-inch bass? Pody, you mentioned that when you were practicing this...
What?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You were supposed to practice this. Didn't you get that memo? I set up a meeting so that you could practice.
You know, I had the intent of like really sitting down and learning this song, and then I got hit by a truck.
You did. He did kind of get hit by a truck. He was on his bike. He got hit by a very large SUV that knocked him to the ground and scraped him up and probably did long-term neurological damage. No. You're slowly going crazy, but thank you for being here. You mentioned that as you had done it, as you had gone back to practice some of this, you got it down to 1% on the speed? Is that correct?
Yeah, there's one run in this that I had to turn all the way down to 1% in Riff Repeater because I wasn't using Elk. Remastered.
That's right.
You did it first.
I know, but I let it go. It's not a mistake when I make it.
Yeah, to actually read all the notes, I had to turn it down to 1% because it goes by very quickly.
Yeah. This is the longest song in our library?
It's the second longest song, only to the Rush tune, Strangiato.
Oh, okay. It's the second longest song.
It's shorter by 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Great. And so you get the pleasure of playing both of these ridiculously long songs.
Actually, I didn't last time.
Oh, you didn't?
This is my punishment.
Oh, okay. Well, then after this bonus
You had a
performance
gig.
of Strangiato, we'll just make you sight read it. Yeah, that's right. You were, was that when you were opening for Tower Power?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I'm
the
sorry.
day.
This is me flipping my beanie back, by the way. This is my Brian Shu impersonation. So, yeah, knowing this is basically impossible, how do you recommend people approach something like this? Because I've already seen some people really happy with their performance. They're like, I'm doing this at 32% complexity on the rhythm path. I'm so happy that I've gotten this far. Like,
Well-
I think this is going to be a very long-term yardstick for people for their entire lives.
Right,
you know?
right. The rhythm and lead path on this, there's actually only one guitar through almost the entire song. So the rhythm path just takes out some of the more solo-y bits. And there's one part where there's two guitars. So the rhythm path has the other little riff for that part.
Yeah.
But they're mostly the same. And the bass is totally nuts.
The bass is gnarly because there's like all these little tapping solos that he does, and like the fingerprint zones are like this wide.
Yes, you can see this a little bit in the trailer. So look for it here, and then watch again at the end of the show when we play the trailer again.
Yeah.
That's the segment that they used for the bass tapping. Pody had said, because I think these may be the widest anchor zones in the game.
Yeah.
Anchor zones being a term that we use internally, but. That like the distance between the notes that you have to hit in rapid succession
Yeah,
is
it goes from like the 3rd to the 16th fret.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Well, the good thing about the tapping part is that it's very pattern oriented. So
Yeah.
like once you kind of figure out like kind of generally what he's doing, all you have to do is just kind of move your left hand
move that
around,
shape.
move the shape around. The hardest part in this song, I think, is like 2/3 of the song, or almost when the song's over, right after all the tapping. I think it's that long, just like non-repetitive riff that they play together, and it's like I tried playing through that, and I was like, I'm not going to memorize this. So.
I noticed I was playing through it at 50%, and I was like, this is just a bunch of random gobbledygook. And then I turned it down to 25%. I was like, oh, it repeats. Like it's the
I
same
saw the
idea
pattern in the
higher up.
chaos.
Yeah, but I had to turn it down to 25% to actually be able to notice that.
Right, it's insane.
Yeah.
Well, then, I condemn you to death.
Thank you. Thank you.
Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper, the hardest song you'll ever play from Dream Theater in Rocksmith.
Train wreck.
Yeah. Get ready. If you're one of those people that likes to watch auto racing and hope that there's a crash, you might get your wish today.
NASCAR?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the NASCAR of Rocksmith. Good luck. We have EMTs standing by.
Oh, again?
Yeah. You guys You two.
That
is what you're in for this week.
What?
There we go. That is what you're in for this week. I just wanted to repeat myself. Let's start this again. You guys do have reputations as excellent players, and that's your fault because then you draw the really difficult assignments.
I've been listening to this song for like 20 years, so I really wanted to do it. I love this song.
Didn't you
I was
say?
Like, oh, great! It's an opportunity to learn this. I've always wanted to learn this. I've never learned any Dream Theater songs, and then I got hit by a truck.
Right. And then you told me you counted the number of notes, 4,400 notes across all the different arrangements?
About that. The bass has 2,300.
Good Lord.
And the lead guitar is over 1,000.
So what you're saying
much
is
different content.
Shu's job is maybe 2.5 times harder than yours right now. Sure. Have fun, Shu.
No,
I don't know when the last time was we...
The guitar has over 2,000.
Oh, all right. In case you're wondering, the guitar that Brian Pody is playing is a Pody guitar, one of the guitars that he builds in his copious free time when he's recovering from being hit by moving vehicles. Casnacho says, now blindfold them.
Sure. It'll probably end up about the same.
Got some cruel people in our chat room. A couple people have noted that we do have both Brians, so we have a Brian bonus multiplier on all the notes.
I like this part.
Calm before the storm, right?
Sure.
Somebody in the chat room says, makes me want to make babies. But since that person's name is tricky Irish name, I think I know who it is.
That is not my wife.
Really?
Nope.
Oh dear. Random factor, no. Getting hit by a truck will not help you play like Pody. That's not why we brought that up. I know you're thinking like, this is your Spider-Man moment where you can get bitten by a radioactive spider. If only I get hit by a truck, I can play like Brian Pody. It's not how it works.
And Brian Shu did the transcription review for this. I think it took an entire day.
Those notes with the bullseyes on them, folks, are natural harmonics. They were showing up there a bit on the bass. There is a tutorial on how to play harmonics in the lessons area of Rocksmith. There's also a guitar cake game that will give you a chance to practice those.
Oh, tapping the wrong place. We're getting to your fun part.
I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Oh no!
Oh, this is my favorite part.
I like this part. Not this part, the part where I stopped. Yeah, this part, I'm nailing it.
Rip, Brian. Oh, I can't do this.
You're not tapping out, are you?
I kind of am.
See, this part repeats the earlier part. If you believe me.
Okay.
I'd just like to call out to all the people that complained that the Misfits were too easy last week.
First time I saw this, I was like, what is that?
Wow. That was probably the craziest thing I've ever seen anybody play on the stream.
It's not
And I saw
something-
Audrey play For the Love of God.
Yeah, it's not something you're going to learn on your lunch break like
No.
I attempted to do.
Oh my God, that was so impossibly difficult. Decent performance. I'd give you more than decent performance for that, Pody. Holy cow. 9 minutes, 41 seconds, and you still managed 245 and 300 note streaks. I mean, it's not like you guys were slouches at that by any means. Holy guacamole, that was incredible.
Yeah, it's great. I wish I had a lot of time.
Yeah, well, of course, but your name is not John Petrucci, so you don't have all the time in the world to learn all the material of Dream Theater. It's not your job, man.
No, it's amazing though. If you watch live videos, they nail every single note.
Yeah,
which is great when we're transcribing it because it's like, just look at them play it live. They play it exactly the same.
Right.
Wow. All right. I mean, I guess if you commit to those notes, you get it right every single time.
Yeah.
You commit.
They're great.
Yeah, everybody, holy hell, awesome. Or what kind of hell of a lunch break would that be to try to learn it in that? Yeah, everybody's digging it. Everybody was super impressed. Shu has met his match. This song is a finger nubber, says Galactic Sean. It will wear your fingers down to the nubs.
Yeah.
You are correct, Sean.
And if you want to see us play something else ridiculous together, come to Rocksmith Live.
Oh yes, Rocksmith Live. I believe we have a slide for that, but it's probably not ready, so don't worry about it. Rocksmith is celebrating its 5th anniversary this year, and next month it will actually be our 5th anniversary. October 19th, 2011 was when the original Rocksmith came out. So on October 20th, 5 years and a day, we're going to have a live show here in San Francisco. We should have some more information on how to get tickets next week. Locals, you will be able to attend. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But we are still working out the last-minute things. It's a charity event for VH1 Save the Music Foundation, and I've hit some sort of logistical snags on how we can support that charity and not run afoul of the law. There's weird laws out there when it comes to doing charity and nonprofit stuff. So once we get that all figured out, then we can figure out some of the other questions. But yes, both Shu and Pody will be up on the stage playing the songs with our 3 guests, Tim Porter from Ireland, Audrey from Japan, and Miles Bristow from Florida. And we have a very interesting show to put on for you that night with some fun stuff that I'm not going to give away, but we will have like some souvenirs and some other stuff that'll be worth coming if you can. But we'll have more information about that as we get a little bit closer. First, let's just get through the launcher remastered. Hey, that's it except for our final giveaway. We still have some stuff to give away.
Wow.
And you guys have to go ice your hands. Yeah, I know.
It's only 4:30.
I know, it's only 4:30. We've gone so freaking long, but we cannot not give away the last...
My hands just
Pody's hands are actually shaking. It's okay. You can go lie down now. You don't have... Just go lie down. You have the hands of a sturgeon right now. It's perfect. This is what you're going to win. We have a second one of these Ernie Ball prize packs to give away. Everything you see here is going home with somebody, as long as you provide your full contact information to Black Widow at the end of the giveaway raffle period. She's going to tell you what you need to do to get this stuff, but everything you see here, brand new Ernie Ball strap. It happens to be black at the moment. They change the colors on us every so often. A peg winder, which makes changing your strings easier. Somebody said, I bought a guitar 5 years ago from Walmart, and I've never had it inspected. I really hope that you have had the strings changed in that period of time. But if not, here's your opportunity to get some new ones. A brand new set of Ernie Ball regular Slinky bass strings as well. My favorite, the Wonder Wipes. It's a little 6-pack, a little sampler of the different kinds of Wonder Wipes that Ernie Ball makes. These keep your guitar moisturized and cleaned and all that kind of fun stuff. And, of course, picks. You always lose them. I lose them, too. Well, here's 12 more to make that a little bit easier from Ernie Ball. And then 3 of our very rare Rocksmith R picks in the 2016 white and red design. And I think I can safely say, because I bought a lot of them, this will probably also be our 2017 design. So all this can be yours if you win the raffle that Black Widow is doing right now in our chat room. And good luck to you. But again, she will let you know if you win, and you must send your name, your address, and your phone number. Don't use the phone number for anything evil. It's just so that our mailing room can make sure that you get your package. UPS and FedEx both require a phone number. That's all it is. Yeah, if you won 2 weeks ago and you didn't send us your address, there's plenty of other people right now in the chat room that would gladly take the prizes instead. So you got to get back to us soon. Let us know, and I will ship it out. ASAFreakinP. You're still here. I really thought you guys would go and lie down immediately during that break. Congratulations.
I've been doing a lot of that for the last couple of weeks.
Well, yeah, that's because you keep getting hit by cars. That's your thing now. That's great. He opens for Tower Power. You get hit by cars. I think he got the better end of the deal.
We each have a place.
And Our Place is right back here next week. Thank you so much for that segue. Our Place is next week. We'll be doing our big old stream. It'll be a longer stream next week as well because we're going to play 6 songs instead of 3 really long ones and a look at Riff Repeater. You'll be able to see everything that we've shown over the last few weeks yourselves shortly. I'm happy to say that the FAQ on our forums for Rocksmith Remastered, which is bit.ly/RS Remastered, all lowercase, that has been updated. I added a few things in there today, including links to our previous streams where we showed previous elements of Remastered. So if you were curious to see more about, go into more depth on how the search function works, how song lists work, how you can adjust dynamic difficulty to your own personal taste. All of that is in our FAQ on our forums. And we have no puzzle next week. Not only is Jason off to TwitchCon, so if you're down in San Diego going to TwitchCon this coming week, say hi to Jason. He'll be there. Say hi to CC as well. CC Smith will be there repping Werewolves Within for VR on behalf of Ubisoft. So if you haven't played that, it is, and you probably haven't because it's not out yet, and not a lot of people have VR hardware anyway. It's worth seeing. It's lots of fun. So if you're at TwitchCon down in San Diego, say hi to our people. Otherwise, just work on Dream Theater over the weekend, I think. Don't worry about a puzzle. You know what 6 songs are coming next week. They're going to be complimentarily given to anybody who is new to Rocksmith as a welcoming gift, and to those of you old grizzled veterans, you get to buy it next week as DLC. Sorry. And the patch for Rocksmith Remastered should be out, like we said, early next week. We're aiming for Tuesday. We can't control all aspects of the process, but it looks pretty good, and the data is ready to go. So can't wait to see what you guys think when you get a chance to try it yourself. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, not Brian, on the Wheels of Steel, Anthony Martinez, and thank you to all of our other players. Thanks for Jared for coming by and talking about Riff Repeater in depth. And that's it. We leave you with another look at Dream Theater. Check out that bass tapping thing again. It's here in the trailer. It's available now. And hey, may all your long-term dreams come true. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Bye, everybody.